Hi guys, I'm Reach, and today I'm going to teach you how to create a snare from scratch using only Sytrus. So first off, open up a new project, and we're going to open up Sytrus. We're going to initiate the patch. You go to the default patch, and the first thing we're going to create is the top. So the little click you hear at the beginning of the snare. So what you want to do is on your volume envelope, you want to delete the sustain and delete the decay. Or actually, I didn't do that correctly. Hold on one second. Let me redo this. I'm going to delete the sustain and leave the decay line here. Now, that's what you'll hear right now. And what we want is white noise. So push up this noise slider on Sytrus in your first operator, and now we have white noise. What we want to do is have this a really fast click, so we're going to enable the envelope, and we're going to bring this pretty close to the edge. That might be too little. Now, depending on the tension of this line here, we are changing the volume of the click, and the click needs to be pretty loud to be heard. So we're gonna put it all the way up to the top here. Okay, so I'm gonna route this into one of the mixers. So we're gonna rename this in the mixer top, and we'll rename it here because I redid it. Now we're gonna clone this top, and we're going to initialize the patch again, and this time we are going to create the tail, and the tail is also white noise. So, well, in the snare that I'm creating, it's white noise. You can use a hi-hat or anything that you want for the tail, but this is what I'm doing for the tail. So right now it sounds like this. Let me initialize, enable the envelope. Now it's pretty loud, so I'm going to bring down the max volume. Okay, now that's good, but I'm going to EQ this. So I don't get as much low end in the Okay, so that should be good enough. So the top, we'll have it at one click here. Just like that. We'll have it two actually. And that's the top. For the hiss, we're going to just let it go for a bar, just in case we want to elongate it or not. And we're going to clone it again. Clone the tail. And we're going to initialize it, and we're going to rename the tail to tail. And the third is going to be the bottom. And we're not doing anything with the volume, so let me rename this bottom, or we'll rename it to low. Now, what we're using is the pitch modulation. And the pitch modulation is going to be what creates the choo-choo noise, sort of like the dubstep, the modern dubstep snare that we hear today. Okay. Oh, I know why. Don't forget to put it in its own mixer channel. There we go. So we're going to have this two measures, or now it's obviously too loud. I mean, not too loud, but it's obviously too high. Now that is too low, so we're going to bring this up a little bit. Now the tail, I think, is a little too loud, so we're going to lower it. And this, we're going to have a volume automation as well on our bottom. So I think that's pretty good. Okay, now what we're gonna do, what I did actually right before was I was changing the tension of the points, or from point A to point B, which is this point A, this is point B, and I'm changing the tension to see if I can get it the way I want it. Now I'm going to add some harmonics here. Now I'm going to up the volume. Okay, so that's that. So we got the top, we got the tail, and the low, and we altogether it sounds. Now we can fine tune the low using the pitch envelope, so any way we like. So we're gonna have this looping. We're gonna change this to here. Now we'll get a kick. Let's see. Alright, we'll get a kick. We're going to sample this out. so we can use it separately. So we're gonna open Edison and go on play. Okay, we sampled that. Now you can distinctively see the upper harmonics over here, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna put this in our snare, and this is our kick. Right. Now we're gonna treat it like any other snare. I'm gonna compress. Right. Now, if you don't like that, you could also layer it with this. So I actually like that noise too. So we're gonna treat this. Right, now if that's too low in the frequency that you want, you can always go back to here, make it higher. So for glitch hop, normally the pitch of this snare is a lot higher. Well, not that much higher, but it's basically a pitched up dubstep snare. So all you want to do is bring this up a little bit and maybe make it a little shorter. So the top can be the same. We can possibly make the top a little bit shorter. Right, and we changed our low. Now our top is going to be different. So now we have a listen. Alright, so we'll sample that out on play. Okay, we can delete our second one, and we're going to delete the excess stuff here, and we're going to replace, we're not going to replace, we're just going to drag it right next to it, and we're going to turn everything off except for the new snare that we have, and now this is in 11. We'll put this in 11 as well. And we can also EQ it a little bit to accentuate that. Now, if you listen, this sounds pretty close to the first Vengeance dubstep snare. So we'll listen. Oh, that's kicks. What am I doing? And if you even look on the monitor up here, they actually look pretty similar. But I think there is a bigger bellow here, and we'll make it a little larger. And that's basically it. So that's how you create snares. So if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you next time.